star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That incredible performance was from Skylar Cole, singing our national anthem. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. Tonight, it'll be the Washington Wizards going up against the Boston Celtics. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Thanks very much. Now, improving NBA officiating has gone high-tech. Today, the NBA uses the proprietary game review system, which is broken down from double-digit camera angles. Analysts spend a day or two dissecting each game. And Kevin, that data is used for evaluating, training, and communication with the teams.
Isn't that something? I mean, every day there's something new. Fascinating, fascinating stuff, DA. Thank you. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Up at the forward spots, it's Tatum and Horford. Smart in the backcourt with Brown to his side. And it's Williams at the center. And for the Wizards, Morris and Beal are the guards. Kyle Kuzma is out there with Porzingis. And it's Gafford in at the center. And Greg, something to keep an eye on in this one, the big man. Both these teams have talented front courts.
You're exactly right. Both rely on their bigs. And the winner of the game is probably going to be the team that wins that front court matchup.
And so off the tip, it's Boston. Now here's Smart. Horford sets a screen for Brown. Down low, Williams. Porzingis with the block. And here is Morris. Porzingis sets the pick for Kuzma. Banked in off the glass.
Kyle Kuzma doing work in the painted area. That's beautiful.
Tatum against Kuzma. Tatum dishes to Smart. The pass to Brown. Off target with his three. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Wizards.
And Jaylen Brown is such a force on the offensive end. Hard to keep that guy out of the paint. Terrific finisher at the rim.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest fives in the NBA.
Now here's Smart. We saw him with 10 points last game. And the rejection by Gafford. Here's Kuzma. And it's off from three-point range. And maybe the only weakness for Brown is his handle on the ball.
And it's something that he's worked on every offseason. Still, though, susceptible to turnovers while dribbling. That's one of the very few weaknesses in his game.
6 on the shot clock. And they recover. Tatum no good. And stolen by Tatum. Porzingis with the block.
Kristaps Porzingis has proven over the course of his young career that he is willing to be a force as a shot blocker.
And the replay demonstrating once again how aggressive that defense was.
And an early swat like that can really set the tone. Now the shooters will be feeling his presence.
So for the Wizards, Avdiaz checked in for Daniel Gafford. Kispert comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's DeLon Wright in for Monte Morris. We've got 1:08 left to play here in the first. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way. Wizards have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Outside, Porzingis. Porzingis with a screen on Brown. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
The subject of trade rumors year after year, Beal has the skill set every team is looking for.
Well, he's elite at scoring the basketball, and he understands when and how to create for the players around him. There's only a handful of guys in this league who can do what he does with his level of consistency.
Free throw good, Beal. GA, he's asked to carry a big-time scoring load, but Bradley Beal makes his teammates better as well.
And that's an area, Kevin, he has really grown. And his playmaking, when the defense overcommits, you make them pay with the pass.
Williams, he's checked in for the Celtics.
And over the last couple seasons, it feels like the Washington Wizards roster is in constant flux. I mean, from role players to all-stars, guys coming in and out.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
Beal deciding where to go with it. 6 to shoot. Out to Porzingis from past the arc. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, the three-point shooting of Kristaps Porzingis is so prolific. You've got to guard him out there.
The deep 3 from Tatum. And airballs the triple. That one was way off. Porzingis against Horford. Wright with it. Here's Kispert. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Washington Wizards ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We've got more in store for you right after this. Just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Well, I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
And doors for teams trying to establish culture and institutional values. What makes that possible? How does that work?
I think that begins from ownership through the front office and then down to the coaching staff and then finally to the players. But Kevin, we know this. It can't be just talk. Show me, don't tell me. You have to be accountable to your teammates and to the organization.
Morris and Beal are the guards. Porzingis is out there with Avdia. And it's Kispert in at the 3 spot. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Wizards. Wizards leading by 11. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Wizards ownership has promised to never hit the hard reset button we saw from teams in recent years like the Sixers. But the fact remains that this is a franchise that last enjoyed a 50-win season in 1979. So for the patient, diehard fans in the DMV, it seems the wait for a true contender may take a lot longer. Kevin?
Well, time will tell, David. Thanks. Celtics trail by 9. Endorse this Celtics team. Very young. How are they doing?
In consecutive drafts, they drafted 2 talented and elite two-way players. That's Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And so, yes, both guys are young, as is the entire core, but the fact is they've matured together, they've had deep playoff runs, and they remain dangerous.
Here's Porzingis. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Porzingis has got the lead up to 11 now for Washington.
Well, the rise and fire in the in-between game, Kristaps Porzingis, very solid.
Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. And White kicks to Horford. Offside Tatum. Pass to White. Fires the three. Buries it from three-point range.
Yeah, what a great decision by Jason Tatum. That passing ability is important to complement his scoring ability.
Avdia with a screen for Morris. To the wing right side. Avdia can't hit. 2 for 1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Shot is good, and the Wizards' lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Brown.
Boy, you catch the defense off guard by being willing to fire as soon as the ball touches your hands.
Morris, no good. And here's White. He'll bring it up for Boston. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Outside, Horford. Brown feeling out a bit over Morris. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
Nice little run here to shrink that deficit, but can they get over the hump?
Yeah, it feels like they've ramped up their intensity. They have forced good things to happen. Now they're back in it.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Wizards lead by 3. He'll be back shortly, live from Washington.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us? Before we discuss the game at hand, let's first check out the upcoming schedule. And as we look ahead on our schedule, is there anything fun you guys are really looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Shaq making some more bad predictions. That's always fun for me.
Don't lie to the people at home, Kenneth Cornelius Bailey. Shaq Stradamus is never wrong about anything.
Well, I mean, I checked my notes, but we'd be here a long time.
Whatever.
And guys, let's take a look at the Wizards in that first half. Neither side able to build a significant lead through 2.
Everything going their way on the offensive end. Their stars are beasting, Shaq. Beasting, and I know you had a couple nights like that yourself.
I was on every night. Ernie, can you believe this guy?
No, I think he makes a very valid point.
No, remember 1995, Shaq?
Yeah, I remember that night.
Kareem Olajuwon.
Oh, okay, Kenny. Yeah, Kenny, you won 1 series, but you have 2 and I have 4. So there's 2 more than you and 4 more than Ernie. So both of you, shut it up.
That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game. Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You look at Jaylen Brown, what a contribution.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Wizards leading by 3.
Well, the Washington Wizards trying to get their organization on track. I think bringing in Wes Unseld to lead that coaching staff is critical. Maintaining your tie to Bradley Beal is equally important. But boy, guys, it has been a while since they've had real success. Their last finals trip, 1979.
On the court right now for the Celtics. Out on the wings, it's Brown and Tatum. The post tandem, it's Horford and Williams. And it's Smart in at the point. Now Brown following the Porzingis miss from deep. Horford's shot is good. And Doris, what do you think the Wizards need to make a deeper run at the playoffs?
Well, ambition is certainly a good place to start, but you have got to understand this is a process. And I think the change in management, the change in head coaching position, and the acquisition of someone like Kyle Kuzma, who's a multi-positional wing player that's important. Still a lot of questions for this organization.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Now here's Brown. He has 7. And Williams throws it down.
But Jaylen Brown getting better and better in pick-and-roll situations. There's a real willingness to give up the basketball.
Morris passes to Beal. Morris with a screen on Brown. Here's Beal. Second shot opportunity. And it's Porzingis laying it in. Porzingis has got 5 points now in the quarter.
What energy on the offensive boards. The defense can't match the effort, and they paid the price.
Passes it to Smart. Brown outside. And again, Boston with the triple.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Pass to Beal. Steps back and fires. Rebound by the Celtics.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Horford finds Tatum. Horford sets a screen for Tatum. Pocket 6. Nice shot by Smart.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
For the screen on Brown. That doesn't go either for Beal.
Well, you're trying to answer the 3, but you force up a shot that he would have been better off passing up.
Here's Tatum. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
Well, obviously, the defense has not been great this half, and you've got to be able to address this quickly.
Outside, Beal. Will it go? And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Boston on top. They're up by 5. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the 4th quarter could have even more action in store for us. Celtics leading by 5. Kuzma will step in at the 4. Porzingis at center. Kendrick Nunn out there with Wright. And it's Avdia in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 on the 4 for the Wizards.
Really, really good possession there. They've never lost their focus, even as the game's gotten tight.
You know, a few more possessions like that one, and they can put the finishing touches on this game. They just have to have effective trips like that one.
And Washington has possession after the basket by Boston. Now the pass to Porzingis. Over Muscala. Sinks it. And the shot from Porzingis.
The defense made the mistake of allowing Kristaps Porzingis to find his rhythm. Going to be a long night if you don't pull him off.
Now here is Muscala. Pass to Brogdon. And there's the drive. Here's Pritchard. Off target from three-point range. Wizards trail by 5. Nunn kicks to Wright.
2 minutes.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Here's Porzingis. Good on the shot. Porzingis has got 9 points here in the second half.
Scoring through contact is something Kristaps Porzingis has got to get used to in the NBA. Teams try to get physical with this guy.
Now, here's Brogdon. Over Nunn. Porzingis with the block. Nunn looking around. To the paint. and the Celtic lead has been cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Porzingis.
Well, one thing we know, Porzingis is fearless. He had no hesitation on what was a huge basket for them.
Ogden the pass to Pritchard. Muscala up top over Porzingis. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Well, seized up just a little bit at the last second. That's when he normally converts.
It's good!
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Washington making some changes. Daniel Gafford's checked in for Avdia. Beal comes in for Kendrick Nunn. And Morris subbed in for DeLon Wright. And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, the head coach for Boston had some instruction for the guys during the timeout. He said, this is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it. He really is fired up about this game.
Thank you, David. Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 1. There's 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Brown against Beal. 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. No good from outside.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones. And you can learn a lot about rebounding by watching this guy. Look at the fundamentals there on the box out.
Porzingis kicks to Beal. Five to shoot. It's in!
He's got to embrace the moment and Beal shining brightly.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're down by 1. 8 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
This is where great coaching can pay dividends.
Well, this is a chance to take the lead, so you've got to draw the play to make it happen.
Tatum way outside. And so it's Washington who scrape by with the win. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And now let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline for our player of the game. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Kristaps, you got it going early tonight. What got you into that rhythm early?
Just from the beginning, being focused, knocking down the first couple of shots, you starting to feel good, and you just keep going.
Well, you had the flow tonight, man, and it led to the win. Congrats. Back to you.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And now our New Balance player of the game, Kristaps Porzingis.